What's up, family? Texas Fan of Rehab here, coming back again with another weekly recap for the Houston Texans. Hey, we got a lot to cover this week, so I want to jump right into it. But first, if you like my content, give me a follow, give me a like, and if you will, just share this content with your friend. You know what I'm saying? Let them know that I'm over here doing this every week, trying to get you guys informed about what's going on with the Houston Texans. So again, a lot of stuff to cover this week. So let's jump right into it, man. Start with the question of the week. Question this week is, what's your favorite Texans win in team history? For me, oh man, it's a lot that we could choose from. Of course, they've been here for 20 plus years, so I can go all the way back to game one where they beat the Dallas Cowboys, or I could go to a bunch of different games, the first playoff win game, or any number of games where we closed it out on the final drive. But I think my favorite, most impactful win that I can remember is when we played the Indianapolis Colts in Week 1 of the 2010 season against the Colts in September of 2010. I was at that game, and that's the game where Arian Foster had his breakout game, man. He ran, I think it was 33 carries for 231 yards. I remember seeing it up on the big board, man. It was just amazing to see. I think he had 3 touchdowns, too. I mean, dude had his breakout game, man. We had gotten a little bit of, a little piece of here or there to see what Arian could be. But at that point in time, he showed his ass, man. He showed us what he could be, and it brought in a whole new era for the Texans as far as their offense and their production and what they could be under Kubiak. And we could see actually some real value to what he brought in that position and what he brought to the team. So, man, shout out to Arian Foster, number 23, man. Of course, missed that dude, man. Wish him all the well as Bobby Fino in his rap career and everything else that he might be pursuing post-career. But that's the game for me, man. So put the game for yourself. Whatever game was most impactful for you and whatever win was most impactful for you, put that in the comment section, man. Let's chop it up about it, man. I know there's a lot for us to choose from, but let's get into it. Let's see. Let's look back at the week, man. So we got to spend a little time on this, man. But I put this up here right now. The Texans posted a cryptic message out on Twitter, and it basically has a picture of a player blacked out, head turned sideways, jersey kind of slightly exposed. It's got the numbers 6/12/23 on it. And so definitely they're coming out with an announcement on Monday. We don't exactly know what it is. And so there's been a ton of speculation out on the internet about what this message might mean. And so the first few things that I've seen, it could be anywhere from a new jersey being presented, which I ran across an article that basically said that they can't wear new jerseys until 2024, but there was a lot of speculation that it might be the Texans introducing, the old Columbia blue colors, throwback to the Houston Oilers, which, the Titans still own those rights to those colors. So, I don't think that that's a possibility in reality. There was another interview that was held by, I think they interviewed the owner's wife, Cal McNair's wife. I can't think of her name right now, but she said something to the effect of they had, the blue, they had the white, they had I think they said the blue, the white, the red, and that other color, whatever that meant. And so there was a little speculation with that. There was speculation that it might be JJ's retirement announcement, that he may come back out of wherever he is in Wisconsin or wherever he is with his wife and his lovely child, and he might come out and sign a one-day retirement contract to say goodbye to the Houston Texans and his career. A lot of speculation. People are breaking down the picture, man, trying to analyze it, and they say, okay, well, the uniform kind of fits the way that JJ wears it, and the mask kind of looks kind of like what JJ's face mask would look like. All of this different speculation. For me personally, I was kind of all over the place at first too. I thought that initially it looked like I was kind of feeding into this whole jersey situation. I was looking at the practice uniforms, and I ran across one of I think it was Amari Rogers, who had a uniform when he was running into the end zone, where the striping on the pants leg was different. And I was like, I remember the blue pants having white piping on the side or whatever, with the little red or whatever is the little highlight. And so here it is, it's red in the middle with the white highlight. Something's a little off there or whatever. But doing some research, I come to find out that those were the old Color Rush jerseys, back when they had the blue tops, the blue pants, and that kind of look or whatever that they had for one of the games they wore at one time, I think last year. And so stands to reason that because these pants were cut into shorts, that maybe they were done with that jersey and they cut them off and they're moving on to the next thing. So my initial thought was that there's a new color rush jersey that they might be introducing. Something that they might be able to wear this year that wouldn't interfere with their whole phase out into the possibility of wearing a new jersey next year. Second option is could be J.J. Watt's retirement. I mean, that's very good likelihood. I mean, the other option is they could be breaking out a fourth jersey or alternate jersey that they could be trying to give us a preview to. We don't know. So a lot of people have been guessing. You can give your guess. Tell me what your best guess is in the comment section, man. I'd love to hear from you guys and hear what you think it might be. But my bet right now is that it's got something to do with J.J. Watt. So because of that, I threw on the old 99, man. Just want to give some love to JJ. I know I went a little hard on him last week, but definitely want to give some love to JJ. Of course, he's one of my favorites, man. If not the favorite Texan of all time here in the city, and definitely well respected, and we got much love for him, man. So that was the first thing that the Texans kind of, blasted all the fans with and had us kind of speculating on. So getting past that, we had OTAs this week. This was week 3 of OTAs, and there was a lot of stuff that was not being said, to be honest with you. Whole lot of fluff as far as the interviews were concerned. Of course, they give good interviews. They bring out towards the end of the sessions, they bring out, some of the guys, some of the big dogs to speak to the media. And really, man, the media is just kind of asking kind of fluff questions. I know that they're doing their job, but at the same token, the Texans don't want a whole lot of content coming out of the camp right now. So a lot of questions were kind of, hey, how's this guy looking? Hey, how's that guy looking? Here's the more important part. Though it's all rainbows and lollipops right now, there's no injuries, okay? So, that would be the biggest news of anything to come out of camp if we had injuries. And thankfully, we don't have any injuries. Okay, so that's good. Secondly, you get a feel for how the players interact with each other. Of course, there's a lot of news about the growth of C.J. Stroud and how he's looking and all of that stuff. We got to hear from Dameon Pierce this week. Dameon Pierce with his pretty positive attitude, man. He's a funny guy, man. He basically was saying that he looks forward to taking on a role of CMC out there in 49ers land, man, and kind of position himself in the Bobby Slowick offense to what Christian McCaffrey was doing out there, man. So I definitely would like for that to be the case. He said something in regard to Devin Singletary, who he called Motor. So that's a cool little nickname. I think it fits for him. But he said that, this is a guy that definitely has stepped up his game, and he's going to push to try to, make the team be at his best when he's out there on the field. Again, kind of a lot of fluff, not a whole lot of, big earth-shaking, earth-shattering news coming out of the camp. They interviewed Dalton Schultz, Nico Collins. Of course, they interviewed Coach. And so out of all of that was said, it wasn't really a whole lot that came out other just, again, fluff. CJ impressing, the offense that they're trying to get acclimated to. But let's be clear, man. This is part of the game. This is where we are in the process. So next week when they have mini camp, maybe we get to hear or see a little bit more of them, but it's only going to be 2 days, the 13th and the 14th. Maybe they reveal a little bit more, but just to kind of give you some insight, defensive back King, who's wearing number 0 this year, he actually made an interception in practice, but just to kind of show you how they've been real crafty with what they're releasing. You don't get to see who threw the ball. So there's no word on if it was C.J. Stroud or if it was Davis Mills that threw the ball and actually got the interception. That way, we don't get to speculate on if it was C.J. Then maybe he's not as accurate as whatever. Hey, listen, I understand it's practice, just like what J.J. Watt was saying. Let these guys get the knock the dust off and get going with what they're doing. But hey, I mean, it's only so much that we can glean, but we got a lot of clips, and of course the Texans media, they're doing their thing, man, letting certain things get out, and we appreciate that. So I'm not gonna, spit down and look down at them or whatever, man, about that. I'm just gonna take it and keep on moving. Let's see, what else do we have here for this week? Coach Caserio and Coach and Caserio sat down with the season ticket holders and had kind of a town hall meeting in the stadium, man. That was kind of dope. So I didn't get to see a full video of the town hall meeting. I'm not a season ticket holder, unfortunately. I passed the last 2 years on the opportunity to get season tickets because, quite honestly, I didn't want to sign up to see that trash, man. It's disrespecting my dollars, man, and I could do something else with that money. But, you know, this year I would have probably taken that opportunity had I known things would develop the way that they did. But, you know, maybe I'm on the list for next year, but whatever. I could sit here in my living room and enjoy the game from here and pop my popcorn and eat, you know, efficiently and cost limited. But, you know, same thing, man. But they had the town hall meeting, man, and they got the fans got an opportunity to ask them the tough, hard hitting questions, man. And there was actually some better questions that were asked there than what the media was asking to the players. And so one of the funny ones was that a guy got up there and he said, "Hey, man, Casario, every time I see you, man, you got that vest on." How many of those bad boys do you have, man? I thought that was hilarious, man. But I appreciated the fan, man, for having the balls to ask that type of question, man. Hey, keep going, man. Keep going. Another brother asked, he asked if they were going to sign D-Hop, and he basically encouraged them to sign D-Hop. It was more of a statement than a question, but salute to you, brother. I appreciate you putting your bid out there, man. Of course, they sidestepped the question. I think in one of the interviews, Coach basically had said, in one of the post-camp interviews, Coach basically has said that nobody had approached him in regard to any conversation about D-Hop or any other free agent for that matter. But that doesn't mean that that's not happening. It's just that they haven't talked about it personally, or they're not going to release to everybody publicly that they've been talking about these guys. Now, that said, I want to touch on something that's around the league. There's a lot of free agents that are still out there on the board, man. I mean, you got guys like Dalvin Cook just got cut this week. You got guys like Leonard Fournette, Ezekiel Elliott, Jadeveon Clowney, Yannick Ngakoue. Who else? I'm probably forgetting somebody. Kareem Hunt. You know, there's a lot of good, talented guys that have, you know, either been starters or very valuable backup players in the league for the last few years, and they're not on any team right now, man. So the way I speculate that this is going to go, basically, is that these guys will probably sign contracts closer to training camp. In some cases, probably after training camp or towards the back end of training camp. I've heard some things that, like with D-Hop, for example, he's notorious for not really wanting to practice much, which, okay, I guess, you know, that kind of affects the team chemistry at times. But, you know, if you got enough players that are out there getting those reps, maybe it helps them get those reps, and he doesn't need them because he's got 5X gloves and all of this stuff, and you know he's going to bring the ball down. I don't know. He's played with trash quarterbacks before and been very successful on his Hall of Fame career. So maybe he doesn't need to practice, man. But I don't know. I just stand on the side of that. If you practice to unify your team, and it's kind of for the betterment of everybody. At least you can mentor somebody, or somebody can see something for you in what you're doing in your routine and your practice habits or whatever, that they can pick up on and become a better version of themselves. Because hell, somebody did it for D-Hop. I think he probably got a few pointers and tips from Andre, right? So anyway, Texans didn't really do any transactions this week, so there's nothing to report there. Covered the free agents. There was a lot of speculation this week about the opportunity to pursue Chase Young. Quite honestly, I don't know how valid that is. It's still at the speculation point. And of course, as you guys know, I don't do a whole lot of that. I'll report about it, but I'm not going to really entertain a whole lot of it. I've heard some things about a 3rd round draft pick and all of this stuff. Well, listen, until the smoke becomes a little bit more of a fire, I'm not really trying to hear it. But one piece that's become a little bit more of a fire is this whole D-Hop situation. He did go to Tennessee, and apparently he's got a couple interviews set up to get done out there in Tennessee. So that is a little concerning, because it seems to be the fashion, man, that some of these guys that are from the AFC South, man, when they get to being a little long in the tooth, they kind of tend to trend towards retiring in the AFC South and settling down with another team that they, will be a rival for us. And, you know, whether it's the Colts or the Titans or whatever, the Jaguars, that's hell on us, man, because as a fan, we're torn, man. I mean, you know what it was like to watch Andre Johnson play for Tennessee and for Indy? I mean, that's like watching Dream play for the Raptors, man. Like, it just doesn't sit right with your soul. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to see these guys retire a Texan. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to see them go and be with somebody else. But it happens, man. This is the dissolvement of getting old and hitting past your prime years or whatever, man. So wish the best for D Hop, and if he doesn't sign with the Texans, of course he might sign with whatever team that he goes to, and so of course I'm gonna wish him the best. But hey, Texans, man, if y'all can sign this dude, you got your fan base completely on your side. I mean, of course, we already on the side. Y'all done plenty of moves to already earn that equity. But just in case y'all wanted to really solidify it and y'all wanted to bring it home, it's not going to hurt to bring home D-Hop, man. But, that's pretty much the news coverage this week, man. Again, speculation on what's happening tomorrow and with the announcement. I'll be back to cover that tomorrow. Look for that, man. Give your comments in the comment section, of course, man. And until then, man, I'll holler at you guys later, man. Texas Fan in Rehab, I'm out.